Thanks for coming out and watching the oxymoronic Reddit Professional Show, where I showcase the best and worst of the internet. Here I comment on brilliant and hilarious comment chains regarding dumb shit on the internet for you to enjoy. Make sure to subscribe, hit the little bell button so that you get notifications every time we come up with a new video. Enjoy this week's show.
Lesson learned, $9,500 loss. Check your pet insurance exclusions. I should have asked for all medical records dating back to 18 months and inspected them myself rather than going off just memory. But hindsight is 20/20, I guess. That's the wrong lesson to have learned. The real lesson is that those policies will find any reason not to pay out and that they have a lot more practice than you do in finding sneaky clauses in thick documents. If it wasn't that reason, you'd find out that surgeries with anesthetic require pre-approval, or that the ER vet needed to be on their list of qualified practitioners, or that the moon was full so dogs can't be covered. This is exactly the reason I opted to not purchase pet insurance. So many loopholes and things not covered. Same. Had 2 separate instances of cats not being covered under the insurance we got when adopting them. Never bothered getting it outside of that because what's the point of spending $20 per month per animal just to be told something isn't covered or is a pre-existing condition? Pet insurance is damn near a scam. I take my dogs to Banfield because it seems to be the only one with multiple offices and I can go to any of them. For about $40 per month, the visits are free with the plan and I can go at any time. If my dogs needs medication, Costco seems to sell it the cheapest. But for big surgeries, I suggest marrying a wealthy spouse. I'm sure there's some out there that's good, but it's pricey and then you're betting on needing it. We've had 6 dogs and 3 cats total, currently 2 of each. We had everything from our one cat, who's cost probably $5,000 for his urinary issues not including his special food, to our one dog who was maybe $800 in the last month of his life and was otherwise just annuals and basic food. Most of our animals have been about $1,000 to $2,000 above and beyond yearly visits and standard food. We can fortunately afford pretty much anything if it is worthwhile trying. But we're also pragmatic about it. We turned down chemo for our one pup because the vet said that best case scenario it would buy us another year, and he'd probably be miserable for half that. We also only adopt adult animals, which means we haven't dealt with puppy issues like eating things that aren't food or breaking limbs nuttering around. So that definitely helps. I've never gotten pet insurance, to me they're scams. But I do have money put away in case my pets needs any emergency surgeries or treatment. Same. I put aside $50 per month for my dog and it always covered any emergency that came up, plus end-of-life costs. You gambled that your dog wouldn't need very expensive treatments and won. That's great, it worked out for you. But not everyone wants to risk that bet. Yep. Got a dog and decided to do insurance. 2 months and they break something and need surgery. Insurance covered 90% of the $9K. If I would have started saving $50 and not worth insurance, I'd be pissed. $9,500 is insane for obstruction surgery. It should be no more than $3,000. I would negotiate down and let them know you are not claiming on insurance. I paid $1,500 at my vet and $2,200 at the 24-vet emergency clinic. 3 children. Can you negotiate vet bills like you can doctor bills? I didn't think people regularly used insurance and it would cause the vets to charge more because they think insurance will just pay out. You can negotiate anything if the other party is willing, of course. I'm an ER vet. No, you cannot negotiate our prices. You want to start negotiating, you can try calling around and price shopping while your pet's chances of complications goes up with each passing hour. You want to go elsewhere, go for it, just get your pet the care it needs. An obstruction surgery on an overnight with a boarded surgeon and multiple RNAs could hit $9,000. Where I work it would be closer to $6K, $7K, but with complications and a prolonged stay it could hit $9.5K. Costs also are higher in different parts of the country. CA or New York will be higher. Yeah, I've always been wary of these pet insurance policies because of stories like this. You can't 100% control your dog's behavior, and that's why insurance should exist, but the insurance is written in a way that is counterintuitive to dogs being dogs. Very much so, not to mention the premium goes up with age and a lot of times the premium exceeds the monthly care costs. One exclusion could be group rate per insurance through work. My 8-year-old cat's standalone premiums would be like $75 to $80 per month, but on the work group rate it's $20 for a better policy. I still haven't put her on it though. Her most expensive surgeries have been for her teeth, and because her front tooth was broken before I got her, anything related to her mouth will never be insurable. To people doubting pet insurance, I feel I need to say my experience with Healthy Paws has been nothing short of excellent. I have a miniature dachshund and they are prone to back issues. We got insurance for him starting at 2 years old and it's been about $50 per MO or $600 per year. Just before he turned 5, the inevitable happened and he needed spine surgery. Just one night at the hospital cost almost $9,000, $5,000. Thanks to my insurance, I paid less than $800 out of pocket and it covered everything including the pain pills. Surprisingly, the rate didn't even go up post-surgery. Hasn't changed since we started. And thank goodness for that because earlier this year, he required a second back surgery resulting in a $9,000 bill. Again, we paid less than $800 out of pocket. Also, he had about $1,200 in dental work earlier this year including teeth extractions that were covered and we paid about $300 out of pocket. Now take my $50 per MO over the years and it wouldn't have even been half the amount of the surgery. I pray my pup doesn't need any more surgeries, but insurance is worth it for some people. My advice, if you have an animal that is prone to certain conditions as they get older, get the insurance unless you are in a position to either pay for the medical expenses out of your own pocket or willing to let your animal go. I highly suggest Healthy Paws. They have been nothing but understanding and caring for my dog. I wish I could let them meet him to show them how much we appreciate everything. I would also recommend getting a care credit card in time of need. They have 0% interest for 2 years for medical expenses as long as you pay off the balance in full before the 24 months is up. I had applied for this card when I got Invisalign, so I used it for his first surgery to pay up front. Was reimbursed a few weeks later and paid off the balance completely. Pet insurance isn't like car insurance, it isn't mandatory, but it isn't a scam. Need to read your coverage thoroughly just like anything else. Seems like a common thing I'm seeing in this thread is that those of us who have Healthy Paws have had great experiences. It saved me $8,000 in the year that I've had it and my dog, and we got our checks no questions asked within 2 weeks of submitting the claims. The premium was $40 per month when we got it and went up to $60 per month this year, so it's already paid itself off for 10 years. Seems to me that the takeaway people need to be learning are 1. Read the fine print, 2. Communicate with your partners, and 3. Train your dog not to eat random meat. We have Healthy Paws insurance and have been really happy with it, although happy to say that neither of our dogs have had any serious emergency issues, so can't really comment on a situation such as this. I can say though that it has covered all of my dog's diagnostics, even the ones she gets on a regular basis now that she is old. Direct deposit reimbursement is great too. I can't really think of any time it has unexpectedly not covered anything. Even if we got screwed like this poor person, it has probably been worth it for us, but I hope we don't get screwed, of course. Sorry this happened to you, op. Another very important lesson that needs to be learned is that pets are expensive and can break the bank. So many people get pets not realizing how expensive they can be. Most people never take their pets to the vet either. This included me. I was not a very smart pet owner when I was in my 20s. In my 30s I am a much better pet owner, but any person can go to a pet store and get a pet. Many people buy the cheapest kibble possible, which can be the cause for pets getting sick and dying. Many people simply drop their pets at shelters when they get sick and realize how expensive it can be. I mean, most people would spend the $300 to have the dog put down rather than spending $9,000 on pet surgery. I love my dog, but she's never going to be $9,000 in vet bill expensive, just a couple hundred here and they're expensive. I don't understand how people will spend a bunch of money on a breed that is known to have major issues, and then cough up 10 grand to fix those issues. I guess if that's how you want to spend your money, fine, but I feel bad for the dogs. Sorry to hear about your experience. I'm one of those people that does not think insurance companies have any vested interest in serving their policy holders. I too bought into pet insurance when I just got my puppy. It was relatively cheap and I was in I love my puppy mode. A year later, it went up almost 20% with 0 claims. I learned that it would keep going up every year regardless of my dog's health. On top of paying monthly premiums, it only covered 80%, it had a $1,000 deductible, and I still had to hope they would reimburse later in case of emergency. But in case of an emergency like yours, I would not have been able to pay up front almost $10,000 and hope to get reimbursed later. So I decided that it was a waste of money and I was better off putting those premiums into Bitcoin than paying an insurance company. Where are you getting this information from? It sounds like you've pulled it out of thin air. Pet insurance companies have veterinarians on staff who will review the medical record for unnecessary procedures, disallowing this practice. Most vets are ethical people who want to see the pet receive the best care and do the best they can with the owner's budget. They present several options and will walk the client through each, starting with most expensive, which will usually include diagnostics like blood work, imaging, surgeries, overnight hospitalization, etc., all the way down to least expensive, do nothing/euthanasia. They will rank these diagnostics in order of importance from, would be nice to have a CBC/chem, to, I highly recommend the ultrasound so we can get a look at what's going on inside, source, I have worked in the veterinary medical field for 13 years. My dog has had 2 major hospitalizations in her life and is currently undergoing treatment for an aggressive cancer. I have been given several options of treatment and their costs at every step. The oncologist, corporate VCA clinic, treating my dog has gone out of his way to help me save money on her treatments, telling me to buy the drugs and run labs directly from my clinic rather than his so I can save money. Before he knew I worked for a vet, he told me he'd write me a script for the meds because they were cheaper online. As literally any vet will tell you, if you want to get rich you become a plastic surgeon, not a vet. Gotta chime in here, I'm a Trupanion customer and I've been extremely pleased with their service. This is mostly directed at those who call pet insurance a scam. It's definitely not a scam. I started paying about $70 per month and now pay $110 per month, so it's not cheap for sure. $1,000 deductible per condition and 90% payout. But my beloved Chester has a bunch of GI issues and they paid for the $3,000 endoscopy without any hesitation. He's got a bunch of ongoing issues, all totally under control, and his meds are now about $200 per month. So I'm paying $20, they're paying $180, and my premiums are $110. So along with the various treatments, visits, etc., I'm definitely ahead of the game by several thousand and have not a single bad word to say about Trupanion. They've always been totally reasonable, they've never denied anything, their accounting is on point, and they do direct deposit of reimbursements right into my checking account. No connection to them other than being a customer, but if you care about your fur baby, this is an unquestionably good deal for peace of mind.
If you enjoyed this week's effective way to waste time, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. If you are enjoying the series, leave me a comment below. A special shout out to the content creators. You frickin' rock.